Being a man of an artistic ability, artistic temperament,
Yeah.
how hard was it, from way back in your life, to go to the Korean War?
Well, I made the mistake of applying to go on a course in Bomington, in Dorset. Had I not done that, I wouldn't have ended up in Korea. It was an electrician's, and I got trained on gyro stabilising, which was then a top secret part of the Centurion tank. Anyway, I got back to my regiment in Germany, 3rd Queensland Hussars, and suddenly my name was on orders being posted to the 1st Royal Tank Regiment, bound for Korea. Of course, I whinged and whined to my CO, who, by the way, his name was Rankin too, as part of a coincidence, of course. And he said, well, there's nothing I can do. He said, there's a little bod in War Office, got a list of names, and he's ticked your one, and that's it. That's exactly how I got out there. My experiences there, because I was had to maintain the tanks in the line as well as out. There were times when I had to go up at night without any help, Sten gun and my toolbox. I can remember one occasion, which is something I shall never forget, when I was going up to one of the tank positions, and there was an area called King's Cross, and from it led tapes to the different positions. Anyway, I thought I'd got the right tape, but because all the tanks were on ridges overlooking the no man's land, I suddenly found I was going down in this trench, and I thought, this is not right. Anyway, as I come around the corner, right in front of me, it's moonlight night, was an enemy soldier, and we just both stood there. I had my Sten gun in my hand, and we stood there looking at each other, and I don't know why, I just knew he wasn't going to shoot. And I turned and walked off, and obviously he did. I wonder now whether that man survived, as I did. That was the first close experience I ever had with the enemy. I lost my best friend, unfortunately, because the talks with Panmunjom went on for a year before they finally agreed. A ceasefire, by the way, it's still only a ceasefire even now. So it really makes a joke, doesn't it, of all those fellas and my best friend dying. He died 2 or 3 weeks before they actually signed. And unfortunately then I had a few mental problems, and I was sent back to Japan, to psychiatric hospital. And I still have to take happy tablets occasionally. Maybe that's part of it, and the fact that I had the opportunity to go to the Japanese Imperial Gardens, and I was so knocked out by the Japanese ability to unite plants, houses, people as an entity without it feeling cold or uninviting. You know, everywhere you looked, they could just rake, shingle round a tree, and it just, even the raking of the shingle made it, the whole thing so beautiful. That, I think, was something that at the time didn't register, but I think once I got involved with the arts, all those experiences and ideas, and the fact that I survived the Korean War meant that I had an opportunity in life to do something for me.
And indeed, there are many young men coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan
I know.
who are in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
And we do see is one of the messages, we do see the physical victims,
Yeah.
whether it's in from Helmand, etc., whether it's in a wooden box or whether it's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Are we seeing the mental victims?
No. I don't often talk about it. There are times when I still wake up and sweating. I can't honestly say it's because of that, but I think so. I think there are times when I can still hear distant rumble, and I can remember when we were coming up from oh Christ, I can't think of the name of the capital now, Seoul. We were going up in the lorries towards the front line, having just arrived, and everybody was singing and all the rest of it, and then we heard the gunfire, and one by one they stopped singing. expecting, of course, the next time we come over a ridge, someone was going to blow us off the road. And it had happened. And that for me was the very first time that when you're in a position where daily your life is being threatened, you make sure you live. Make the most of what you've got, no matter what happens, war or not.